Hello, my name is Konami Kode, and today we'll be playing Hiveswap Friendsim yet again. We did Skilla or Skyla as it's pronounced. We don't know what it's really pronounced as. We're gonna move on to the other character. Bronya is her name. Sama. So Bronya Sama, her name, it looks like. We've been traveling through a cave network for a while now. The rigid stone is a welcome respite from the eerily organic infrastructure you've been encountering, but it is also proving an unwelcome respite from friend making. Maybe it was too much to hope for that this cavern will be home to another potential new buddy. Maybe leaving the big city behind was a horrible mistake. Personally, I think it was. Just maybe, these dark, cold tunnels are completely devoid of... Oh, hang on, there's a bunch of buildings in the distance. Oh, hello. I thought you were one of my girls, but don't look like a jade blood. Or anything else, actually. How strange. You convey your usual spiel regarding your circumstances. You are lost and lonely, and your ribs are still broken, you think? Honestly, the ribs are fine. You could just use another friend or two. I see. My first responsibility is to my jades and the mother grub, so I can't make any promises of friendship just yet. But you do look like you need someone to take care of you. Here in the Brooding Caverns, we follow a few simple rules. What are these few simple rules? 1. Don't invite drama from up top down below. 2. Protect the mother grub. 3. We have no hierarchy, but do what I say. And that's it. Let's do everything we can to keep up our current record of dozens of sweeps without any jades being cold. Not sure what half of those words mean, but you nod your head. Good. I'll take you to our hive. Follow me. You follow her into her hive, which looks like a school or some kind of dormitory with multiple rooms and multiple floors. Usually more of my jades are around. I suppose that everyone is out watching the Imperial drones arrive with the fill-out pails. Girls, we have a visitor to our caverns. 1. Do not be alarmed by their bizarre appearance. They seem to be harmlessly quite weak. 2. Do not give them more injuries than they already have. Our visitor deserves a warm jade blood welcome. She claps her hands. No one else is around, but you stand to her attention and give her a thumbs up to show that you read her loud and clear. You notice that she called you visitor and not friend. Well, that's okay. You can do whatever it takes until you're upgraded from visitor to friend, or at least charity case. You follow her upstairs, and she stops at a big room on the second floor. When you step into it, you have to clap your hand over your mouth to keep from gagging at the revolting sight. There are big, baby-sized lava-looking things all over the floor, squirming around and crying and inchworming out of kiddie pools of green slime. What the hell? What the hell? This is our nursery. Most of these wigglers are sick or injured, so we'll look after them here until they're well enough to go back to the cavern and spin their cocoons. She looks shifty all of a sudden, giving you some side-eye like she's sizing you up. You try to look non-threatening, also 100% trustworthy. You keep this nursery on the down low. Against any laws, but something to break with tradition is safe any kind of grubs instead of just letting them die. Tell you the truth? I'm not sure why we do it. I guess it just feels right to me to take care of them, the same way I take care of my jades. The nursery, huh? Go around again with this new information. I guess you can sorta see how the wigglers look like babies. Yeah, the wigglers are really weird for babies, like these weird grub-like things, and I think these trolls are like more humanoid. It's really... I don't know how they would transform into that. It's like how a tadpole transforms into a frog over time. You can't believe that one of those things could grow into anything that looks like Bronya, but there's an alien planet, so who knows? It takes you over to a shelf that seems to hold medical supplies. You're not sure what can be done for your broken ribs. Maybe she has some kind of alien technology that can help. but when she starts going through the cabinet, you don't see anything that looks like high-tech, like the thing that fixed your arm. I guess that most of what we have is stuff for the Wigglers. I'm not familiar enough with your bizarre anatomy to know if it will help. But if you're not completely sure how to do something, it's best to try anyway. 1. Even if you fail, everyone else can still learn from your mistake. 2. Maybe you won't fail, you never know. So this character likes to make lists a lot. She's a list freak. Is there a actual word, a slang term for people who just really like lists? I don't know. We'll coin a new term and let's call it Bronyist. Or Bronist. You're not so sure about applying this ethos to your broken ribs, but you look so determined. Is that an Undertale reference? Might be rude to say no. We'll save. Go for it. My ribs are already broken, so where's the harm? Okay, come here. Lift up your shirt so I can get to your injured bellow sack enclosures. Yes, like that. Turn the part that's all bloody and horrifying towards me. Guess someone looks like some kind of ointment? This shade of bright green, similar to the slime beds you see around the nursery. It also seems to be glowing. It seems there's nothing wrong about applying it to your skin. Despite your optimism, the second Bronya rubs something on your broken skin, you feel a searing hot pain like you just got doused with poison. Flinch back instinctively. Your momentum carries you too far, and as you step back, you trip on something behind your feet. You cartwheel your arms, but it's no use. You're going down. You're yelling timber. Oh man, she's scared. You feel something soft and squishy break your fall, and you hear a terrible squelching noise as some kind of animal squeal. Oh fuck. You have fallen right into one of the Wigglers. You roll off of it, but there's no use. It's squished flat, and you're covered in olive fluid that you might think might be its blood. Oh fuck. You look to see Bronya's horrified face, and know there's no hope for friendship in those vengeful eyes. Might want to run before I throw you out this window and break the rest of your bones. Alternia's deadliest ass. So, today, I killed a little baby. I'll add that to my resume. Thanks, but no thanks. I'll heal on my own just fine. Oh. Well, just sure. I'm worried about you, though. You seem like you need help, and I wish I could help you more. If I can't take care of someone, I'm not sure how we can ever truly be friends. Try to cheer her up, pointing out this friendship's a two-way street after all. She doesn't have to concern herself with your mutilated frame. How can you help her instead? Well, sure, there are things around here that could use some assistance with. However, don't take this the wrong way. We've only just met. I don't know if I can trust you to be the responsible as I am. It's not easy to be the one in charge. You have to be 1. Conscientious, 2. Considerate, and 3. Competent at all times. Trying to think of times in your life when you've been conscientious, considerate, or competent. Drawing a bit of a blank, but hey, new planet, new you. You sure heard that you have what it takes. I guess if you want to prove that you can be responsible, I can let you help me out today. A good time for a visit to the mother grub. Careful to step around all the little guys on the floor as you head out of the nursery, and not squish on one with your deadliest ass. It takes you back outside. These caverns are even bigger than you first realized. They're also dark, and cold, and gloomy, and you can't see anywhere that might lead up to the planet's surface. Did she really just live down here all the time? Apparently so. To make some conversation during this old, cold hike in a damp cave. You mentioned that living underground like this seems kind of depressing. I realize too late that this isn't very tactful, but it doesn't get angry or conversational gambit of insulting her home. Oh no, it's very peaceful down here, all in comparison to anywhere else. I quite enjoy it. The brooding caverns are a place for life and birth, not death. That's pretty uncommon on Alternia. Still not sure what she means by brooding caverns. You guess has something to do with the wigglers in her nursery. Before you can ask, you reach at the top of a ridge and get a new, wider view of the rest of this cavern. It's enormous, probably the size of a small city. All over the cave floor you see more wigglers crawling everywhere. Cocoons line the cave walls and the larger stalactites with some young trolls crawling out of them. Walking, flying, and crawling along the wigglers and young trolls are a variety of white monsters of all kinds of shapes and sizes. In the center of the cavern there is... you don't even know how to describe it. It looks like a huge, many-legged queen bug of some kind with a goat-shaped skull and horns coming out of her head. Her bulbous sphincter ripples as she lays a continuous stream of hundreds of eggs, from which you assume the gray wigglers will hatch. And marching through all this, you see several hulking bipedal creatures, each carrying 2 buckets, either to or away from the mother grub. Oh god, buckets. They look armed and they move like regimented troops, soldiers of some kind. You are instinctively terrified of them. This is where the magic happens, and by that I mean the continuation of our species. Jadebloods like myself are entrusted with looking after this process, which is of course a very special job, which is also something that Konami does in Homestuck. So, 1. The Imperial drones carry filial pails of genetic material to the mother grub for a slurry. 2. She lays eggs that hatch new grub broods. 3. After the wigglers emerge from their cocoons, the new trolls will go through the trials, and the ones that make it will be selected by Lucis to help care for them. 4. Together the young trolls and their Luci go up to the surface together, where the trolls will grow up or get cold or whatever. As Bronya explains troll reproduction to you, one of the Imperial drones veers sharply to the left in the process, travels over a few wigglers and young trolls. The drone continues on, but several of the Luci cry out, crowding around their dead or injured charges. One of them, a gigantic beast that resembles a bison, there he is on the left, bellows and rears up on its hind legs, hitting one of the other Luci with its front hoof. Oh jeez, not again. This kind of damage controls a lot of what we have to deal with. Whenever Lucis goes rogue out of grief or confusion, there's potential for the lives out of other Luci, the wigglers, or the mother grub herself. We Jadebloods cannot let that happen. She looked, and I like she just goes back to this pose again. She looks so concerned, a marked contrast to how confident she's seen before now. You offered to help her out earlier, and it seems like now's your chance. Someone has to stop that rogue, Lucis, and that someone could be you? We're gonna save again. So, we have 2 choices. Fighting the monster, saving the day, you've got this, or be a weenie. So, weenie, brave man. Weenie, brave man. I'm gonna be a weenie. You definitely don't like the idea of wading into a monster fight. Not even to save the progenitor of your new friend's species. In fact, you don't like that Bronya is too focused on protecting all these helpless toddlers and distressed animals instead of taking care of you. Oh, a bit self-centered there. You stammer out that you don't think you can take on any kind of monster right now. In fact, you just felt another stab of pain in your ribs. You might be blacking out. Bronya's concerned face turns in your direction and you start to swoon. She catches you before you hit the ground and your heart flutters. Looking at her with a serious face, she looks like such a mom, but also such a friend, like some sort of combination of these 2 concepts. The mom, I'll call it. Yikes, you don't look so good. Can't leave you alone, not when you're in such bad shape. Maybe I could carry you on my back while I try to stop the rampaging Lucis. Heart flies turn to pinpricks of alarm. It sounds dangerous, mainly for you. Try to think of what you can say to dissuade her. Something other than, I think you should ignore the helpless babies and mother in danger behind you in favor of continuing to hold me in your strong arms. But before you can speak, you hear commotion behind her. She turns to look over her shoulder, and her face sags with relief. Yes, the other Jades are here. They should know what to do. I've taken care of crises like this before, of course. Usually I'm there to help. You crane your neck, you can just a glimpse of a crowd of trolls corralling with the rogue Lucis away from the mother grub, while other trolls calm the remaining Lucite and sweep up any wigglers in the harm's way. It's like I needn't have worried. They're way more than capable of stepping in while I'm otherwise occupied. So proud. Take this opportunity to compliment her on what a good leader she must be, to have trained the others so well. Super smooth. She beams at you and sets you down carefully on the cabin floor, kneeling at your side. This could have gone quite badly. I didn't make the wrong choice when I stayed to help you instead of rushing off. Just goes to show, sometimes the best thing you can do for the group is to take care of the weakest person in it. You kinda want to object to being called the weakest person, but you did just take this fake a fainting spell for attention, so maybe it isn't the best time. Instead you thank her sincerely for sticking by your side. Two of you watch together as order is gradually restored to the chaos below. Even with your injuries, you feel close to content and quite hopeful about how this relationship is progressing. You notice that at your side, several wigglers are blindly squirming around, confused and crying. There's some young trolls that here too, looking all lost and barefoot. I don't know what that word is, I never heard it seen it before. It's like barefoot? I'm not sure. I'm not sure if their Lucite ran off with the others that got involved in the frenzy. The fracas, what the fuck? There's two words I don't know. I gotta look these up later. Or if these little guys are orphans now. I thought you're seeing them out of the natural cavern light. The wigglers look less like maggots to you. In fact, they're even kinda cute. You can see why Bronya will not take care of them. One of the smallest wigglers closest to you has somehow flipped himself over into his back and seems unable to right himself, his little legs waving in the air while he cries. Try to be careful with your ribs. Reach out and scoop him up and cradle him to your chest, rocking him back and forth until his cries quiet down. Wow, a very strong nurturing instinct. I think he likes you. Almost like you could be his Lucis, or a Jade Blood. We're pleased that she approves of your caretaking display. The Wiggler's cough breaks through your haze of smug satisfaction. When you look down, you realize he seems to be having some trouble breathing. You point this out to Bronya. Good observation. You really are natural at taking care of other creatures, aren't you? You will find that nurturing ability to be very attractive and a potential friend. As for the Wiggler, this is definitely not a good sign. I'm surprised none of the drones have noticed that he's sick. Leave him here, he'll be cold for sure. Bronya takes the Wiggler from you, and you're more than happy to hand him over considering that you have no idea what to do with a sick baby that's not your species. Also, your broken ribs make holding a baby kind of painful, and Bronya holds the Wiggler carefully but with perfect ease. Like you hope she'll cradle your new friendship in its infancy. Once Bronya feels assured that her Jades have the situation at the brooding caverns under control, you both take the Wiggler back to the Jade Blood Nursery. You hover around uselessly while Bronya sets up some kind of crib filled with green slime. You're a little concerned when she takes the Wiggler and submerges him under the slime because, like, he was already having trouble breathing. Surely drowning him in slime won't help. Soaper should help strengthen his bellow sacs and soothe his sorrow chute. When he gets healthy again, I'll take him back to the cavern and set him free to make his cocoon and puppy weight. But he's so small, it's unlikely to survive the trials or be selected by Lucis. You see Bronya looking sad. You try to be sympathetic, mentioning that your astute observation that this whole system set up with wigglers and trials and the calling seems pretty brutal. Oh no, I would never suggest. It's just the way the world works, and it's fine, it's fine. Trials are how young trolls prove that they're strong enough to survive. It's only right for the weak to be cooled. Okay. It's the purpose of Jade Bloods to ensure the continuation of our species and consequentially the Hemospectrum. 1. We're not revolutionaries. 2. We're meant to do our jobs and keep our heads down and keep things running smoothly. 3. I would never presume to question the basic tenets of alternating society. I'll just bring negative attention from the high bloods and I just want to keep my Jade safe. Look around at the nursery. All these injured or underdeveloped wigglers that Bronya was apparently supposed to let die. I think it might not be true that she doesn't question the way her world works. She's looking at you like she's scared you call her on it and expose her altruistic tendencies. You try to salvage this conversation thread. You say that calling wigglers sounded brutal. You meant neutral. Yes, you feel 100% neutral on this topic, either committed to the culling side of things, or eager to take up arms in revolution. Ah yes, neutral is how I feel about it as well. What a good word to describe exactly how I feel about all controversial political subjects. Did I mention that keeping this nursery isn't technically illegal? Because it isn't, technically. There's no reason for any of Triz's drones to come investigating your hive, and if any drones do come knocking, you have nothing to hide. No borderline revolution ideas would be tolerated within these walls. Bronya laughs nervously and looks around the room. She's making sure that any Imperial drones hiding in here had heard her announcement. I feel bad for how nervous she is. You didn't mean to freak her out. You tell her that she sounds super convincing, and why shouldn't she? Because she's clearly telling the truth. An Imperial drone? You would definitely be satisfied right now with her clearly law-abiding and neutral ways. Thank you, that means a lot. Cast about for something to change the subject and mention that your ribs are feeling a bit better. Bronya's face brightens, and she lifts your arm gently so she can touch the injured part of your torso, examining it in her typically responsible and authoritative way. Shivering wonder if her touch has healing properties. I'm glad to hear that. After all, I don't like it. My friends suffer. Your heart leaps. You look up, scarcely allowing yourself to hope. Could it be? Was she just making a general statement? If you're not in any more pain, hopefully that means your injuries will heal soon. I'll take care of you until then. My friend. You are overcome. Your eyes fill with tears. Bronya smiles at you and squeezes your hand. We did it. Is there a reason why this guy likes friendship so much? Other than just cuz? Anyway, we're almost done. We just have to see what the fuck will go wrong if we actually just have some balls. We fight the monster, save the day. You've got this. The bison Lucis seem to be causing quite a ruckus. Other Luci have now gotten riled up too, with some of them trying to gather wigglers to keep them out of harm's way, and others just getting hyped to thrash. Seems like it could turn to a monster stampede, and they're close to the Mother Grub's big, soft, vulnerable abdomen. Not great. Fighting a monster single-handed seems like a daunting first step in a friendship, but he did tell her you could be responsible. Square your shoulders and tell Bronya that she has nothing to worry about. You're going to stop that Lucis, calm down the other Luci, and protect the Mother Grub, all without breaking a sweat, and hopefully without breaking any more bones either. Well there, I was going to suggest that I go after while you stay here. Kind of weak and fragile, even apart from your injuries, I mean. I don't want you to get hurt worse. I'm not sure I trust anyone other than myself to take the lead on this. Doesn't have quite the reaction you're hoping for. Normally be all about sitting back and letting her protect you because, well, protective and responsible is a good look on her. But desperate times call for desperate measures. They don't know how else you're going to prove yourself worthy to be your friend. You do your best to project an air of confidence, or at least competence. Assure her that this is no sweat for you. You take down Raging Bison back. You take down Raging Bison back on your home planet all the time. You're known for it, actually. This is your first ungodly light roping gallop expedition. I'll believe you. I'll hang back to let you give it a shot. But if it gets too overwhelming in there, I'm right here. 1. Caring for my Mother Grub is my responsibility as a Jade Blood. 2. I never abandon a friend to deal with a mess on their own, if we end up being friends, that is. Oh hell yes, now you have reason to hope. There it is. You approach the rampaging bison with caution. Do all bison have horns like that? Maybe they do, but you're no bison expert. But you're pretty sure they don't all have the teeth that nasty. Bison on Earth mostly eat grass, don't they? This guy doesn't look like a herbivore. At first you try to calm Lucis down by talking to it, but your soothing words have no effect. In fact, you might have just made it angry by suggesting that it pause and take some deep breaths in reaction to its trampled charge. I'm not even sure if you can understand human speech, you kind of think of it. You circle around it, wishing that you could also have some kind of lasso or something. Maybe we can herd away from the Mother Grub. Look around and see if there are any other Luci basically look like Earth Shepherd dogs, but no dice. You hesitate too long and the Lucis turns away, its furious eyes falling on the Mother Grub. It stamps its hooves, snorts air off its nostrils, and screams in a way that sounds a lot more hellish than you imagine normal bison are capable of. It's obviously about to charge, and there's only one thing you can think to do. Desperation, you leap forward and tackle it football style, doing everything you can with your flimsy human body to drag it onto its side. It half works. You plow onto the Lucis to stop in its tracks, but it topples over into a nest of wigglers, taking you down with it. Wigglers and young trolls go bouncing everywhere, squealing distress, and their Lucite descend upon you in rage. Everything is chaos for a while. You're trapped beneath the bison Lucis, which is very boring for all the body parts you think might feel something important rupturing inside you. But hey, on the bright side, this crushing mass is protecting you from all other pissed off Lucite trying to attack you. Since your whole breathing situation is starting to get dicey, you hear a commotion of what sounds to be possibly the trouncing of the smaller Lucite that were trying to get you. The crowd of bees around you scatters and you hear her. Oof! Having a hard time trying to get this thing off you, and you're still very angry. You keep trying to kick me. There's a bronze blood when you need one. You don't know what that means, but you're very grateful that she's here to help you. Try to communicate this, but it comes with a growl from all the blood in your mouth. Maybe don't try to speak. Or move. Or help. You experience a sinking feelings that could be related to your diminishing odds of oppressing Bronya and becoming your friend. Or it could be the compression of all your internal organs. Either way, it's tough to feel optimistic right now. Before you can give into complete despair, you hear other voices. Your view is blocked by the mass of bison flesh on top of you. What could it be? Are these other people here to save you? Finally, I was wondering where you all had gotten off to. Let's all work together, girls. 1. You grab his horns. You two grab his horns to keep the head still and keep it from biting anyone. 2. The rest of you come around with me to its backside where we push it while getting kicked. Here's some grunting and muttering, and the bison starts making noises that sound more confused and less furious. Pressure and pain in your chest briefly spike in intensity as the thing's weight shifts, and they must succeed in dragging it off because suddenly you can breathe again. Crisis is not yet over. While you're still testing the use of your lungs and blinking up at the cavern ceiling, you hear a new cacophony. I don't know why I know this word. I'll say cacophony. I don't think that's right, but I don't know why my mind's going blank because I know that word. Of enraged monster noises. Uh-oh, the other Lucite is still agitated. Get down there and try to calm them down. Protect the mother grub. You try to lift yourself to see what's going on, but putting any weight in your arms makes you feel like all your bones got turned to confetti. Painful confetti. Your strong hands propping you up gently, and now your head is in Bronya's lap. Try to focus more on how this is a nice place for your head to be, and less on the pain. Not good. I don't know if my jades can reach the stampede in time, and the mother grub could get injured. Not to mention all these wigglers in danger. You think how the situation could get any worse, but now you see that several of the Imperial drones have been about to leave the cavern are turning back, drawn by all the noise and chaos. Oh boy. Maybe this could be a good thing. Maybe they can instill some order. Fuck, they're going to kill everyone. She scrambles to her feet and in the process letting your hand whack down on the cave floor. Your vision swims, but you can still make out the drones firing indiscriminately at the Lucite, at the grubs and wigglers, and at the jade bloods. One laser beam skims to the side of the mother grub's massive midsection, and her scream is so loud that the ceiling shakes and a few skull sights shake loose, falling on the drones and Lucite and wigglers alike. It's a total catastrophe. A whole rainbow's worth of troll, wiggler, and loose blood is splatting the cavern walls. And I thought just sitting on one wiggler was bad. Oh boy. Bronya seems paralyzed by the chaos, looking from her jades to the mother grub to a pair of wigglers like she's not too sure who to help first. I can't believe it. This is the worst disaster I've ever had down here. I thought I could sit back and let someone else be responsible for once. A less secure person, I could at this moment plant a seed of self-doubt in my mind about my ability to take care of others and do my job well. Or I could chalk it up to you for being really fucking stupid. You shrink under the weight of her glare. She's green in the face of how angry she is. You swallow and manage to spit out enough blood to ask a question that I already know is hopeless. Does this mean you can't be friends? Are you serious right now? I do not make friends with anyone who recklessly endangers the trolls and wigglers under my care. Holy fuck. Well, we had a genocide. We killed them all. Anyway, I hope you enjoy that video. I don't know. I'll probably be doing the next one. I probably tomorrow. I put in probably because you know it's really probable. We have these two next. There's the one on the left, which I think is like he's really into. I guess the law. I'm guessing. Like, you know, he's like a attorney sort of character. And on the right, I know that guy is obsessed with flight. And I think from what I've heard, Volume 4 is very unique in a way. Like, this is when Friendsim starts to get even better, and I don't know why that is. But we'll see. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Have a good day.